Alrighty, we're back with Coach Cody and Coach
Paulina.
We have an interesting topic for today. This is bonus video number 7. And so many times I feel like guys get stuck in the friend zone. So now we're gonna tell you how to get out of the friend zone and into the lover zone. So,
that's right.
Yeah, right? Don't you think people need to know this?
Yes, and I think it happens from the beginning. It all depends on this. And this happens to me. I have a very good friend of mine, a guy, obviously, and he never gave me any signs that he was interested in me sexually. And now, all of a sudden, he's throwing in, I can't stop thinking of you, and da-da-da-da. I'm sorry, buddy, because you gave me all the wrong signs from the beginning. You never let me know that you were interested in me sexually or as a woman. And so I already put you in the friend zone, and that's it. And I think it has to do again with you know what turns me on, just going back to the turn on thing, a man that knows what he wants and goes for it. That's like the biggest turn on. And I've noticed that the guys that I've actually been with in my life are guys that like saw me and said, ooh, I want to be with her, and I'm gonna just go for her, and whatever it takes, I'm gonna be with her. And those are the guys that I've been with, or that I've been attracted to my whole life. So yeah, don't, from the get-go, because you say, oh, I'm gonna be friend, like playing my back cards, I'm gonna become her best friend, and then I'm gonna let her know. I don't think that works.
Right, not the right technique.
No.
But for your friend, once he is stuck in the friend zone, we're gonna tell you how to get out of that. And first of all, what's really important is just being unpredictable, because that's probably why you're in the friend zone in the first place. It's a comfortable, it's predictable, it's not spontaneous, you kind of just get in that category of being one of the girls. So to get out of the friend zone, you need to mix it up. Switch from all those friendly activities where maybe she just sits and gossips about her girlfriend or whatever, to doing more romantic activities. I think a good example would be, instead of going out to the bar with all the buddies and drinking, maybe take her on a one-on-one date to the beach.
Exactly. And one thing that it happened to my friend, like he keeps saying, oh, why don't we go on vacation together? And he says all these things that give me hints that he's interested in me sexually or as a couple, but he doesn't follow through. So don't, and I know he's afraid. I know he's afraid because I keep giving him the you're my friend signs. But then, like, commit fully to it. If you're trying to really go after her and she's your friend, follow through. Follow through, be spontaneous, be unpredictable, go on your hunt mode, That's...
Definitely, definitely. And so when you go out on activities that are more gauged to romantic, like the beach, there's so much flirting that can go on. You're in a tiny bikini, you're seeing all this skin, you're in the water. And, it's not just the beach. It could be anything. It could be skiing, which is super, that's not a typical date setting, but it's so much fun, right?
It is, actually. It is. There's a lot of things you can do, especially out here. There's so much to do, so many different activities. Or, yeah, everything, just take her out of her comfort zone. I think where she's not going to feel like something out of the blue that she will never expect from you, bring it out. Say, let's just go, something you've never done together, so that way she doesn't feel like she's with her friend, but like it's a whole new experience, and she can start seeing you through different eyes. I think that's very important.
Yeah. And doing all this, like you said, it's so important to know what you want, and so to let her know that you need to be completely confident.
Yes, just commit fully to it. The worst that can happen is that she says, you know what, this didn't work out. And I've had that happen too. I actually, whether you guys believe it or not, I ended up dating, whatever you want to call it, going out a couple times with one of my best friends. And we ended up having sex, okay, because, he did the right things. And afterwards, we realized it wasn't going to work out. And we're still good friends to the day. We're amazing good. Like, he'll tell me all about his girls. I'll tell him about my guys. And we have the best relationship ever. And we're still good friends, even though things didn't, work out in that department. So don't, the worst that can happen is that she says no. Or the worst that can happen is that you guys sleep together and then you say, oh, you know what, whatever. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, really? That you sleep with her. So that's not too bad.
Exactly. Another really important thing is to make yourself unavailable. Because when you do like someone, you tend to always like, oh, I want to hang out with them as much as I can. So, oh, they call me, I'm there right away kind of thing. And
but don't be flaky. Do not be flaky.
Right. Don't say you're going to do something and then don't do it.
Yeah.
But when she calls you to invite you to go do something, be busy, you know? Oh, I gotta work late. I'm going out with friends. I'm maybe going out with other girls.
Yeah, it's true because you know, I think all human beings want to feel like there's a challenge to things, and once you're a friend, there's no longer the challenge. So yeah, give her a challenge. You know, make her. You know what's good? And my friend used to do it every time he used to hang out with me. A lot of like pretty girls will come and like, you know, so hang out with a hot girl, and this will, trust me, it works. And my friend tells me, I won't say his name, but he says every time I go out with you, it's like all these girls start coming towards me, because it's true. Women are that way. They see a guy with a pretty woman, they're like, I wonder what he has, and they get on it. It's funny.
Exactly. And there's actually more than just that when it advantages in going out with other girls. One, you have that, you're attracting girls when you see that they're out with a hot girl, and also it kind of just gives you a release, because you're out with that girl, so you're not necessarily thinking about the girl that you're trying to get. You know, you're kind of releasing this. You get to hang out with girls, and you're not just like putting the other girl on a pedestal and only seeing her. Yeah,
that's very important. I think either way, it works either way. You can't just I tend to do it myself. Because I'm very passionate, so when I like something, I just put all my attention into it. But it's good to diversify and put like your eggs in different places, however they call it, as far as investment wise. Investing your energy and your attention to 2-3 different subjects, so that if one doesn't go through, then you have something to rely on, and you won't feel as bad. You'll be like, whatever.
Yeah. And if you find that maybe you're not good with making a lot of girlfriends, or you're having trouble making yourself busy, then pick up a new hobby. Get into a sport, or get into, I don't know, collecting something. There's so much out there.
I know. Yes. Again, this has to do with finding who you are, knowing who you are, and what you're worth as a person. And girls, I think anyone in general is more attracted to someone that knows who they are, knows what they want, and goes for it, and is just committed to that. For guys are normally more attracted to girls that are like busy, but you don't want to be extremely busy, because then it becomes very difficult to date you too. Right. But somewhere in between, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but it gives you something new to talk about with her.
Yeah.
You can offer to bring her into whatever it is, like, oh, let me show you this new collection. Let me take you to go play tennis, which is what I've been learning to do. It just really opens up a lot of doors.
Yes, exactly. And that new hobby, like tennis, for example, can not only get you in better shape, but could make you more interesting, like whatever it is, collecting butterflies. I don't know. You know what? I'm very attracted to like nerdy guys. That's always been my thing. I'm like, I get turned on by like nerdy.
And when someone is just really passionate about something, it's contagious.
You know what? That's absolutely true. If you show that you're passionate, whatever it is, butterflies, milk, whatever it is, but if you show that you're, because then the girl is gonna think, okay, if he's that interested in this, he's probably gonna be that interested in me whenever we're together. It just shows the kind of person you are,
So now that we've told you a couple of things that we want you to do, we're gonna mention a few of the do nots. Never, don't, bad idea. First of all, do not talk about your feelings of attraction to her.
Not too direct. I don't mind if the guy actually lets me know in a way with confidence that you don't want to sound like you're head over heels. I do, however, find it very sexy when the guy lets me know through a hint, a comment, like double sense, double meaning comment, that he's into me. I do find it sexy. And perhaps it's because, I'm in my later 20s, so as time goes by, you start appreciating like people being direct and frank about things. You just you like straight shooters. I like straight shooters, but you don't want to like put her in a pedestal and scare her off, actually, because if you put her in a pedestal, then it's a fine line there that you got to be very careful.
Right. It's the difference between if you're one-on-one talking and you just sit there and go, I like you after being her friend already, that's probably going to scare her away. But hinting absolutely is totally fine. Start to be flirty. Start to say comments like, I don't know, maybe like, oh, that girl over there, she looks really good, but you know, the way that you look is better.
It's amazing.
Just stuff like that kind of like hints at her without being direct. Don't be direct, I don't think, in this situation.
Yeah. This just reminded me of a guy that I dated, and he started off being like, oh, we're friends, we're cool, whatever, and then he started hinting me into it. And I was like, what are you doing? Are you trying to seduce me here? And then it ended up being that, yeah, we did go out for a while. So I think the hinting, it's a good idea.
Also, another don't is don't let her sit there and talk about dudes with you. Like how all these other guys are great and how she slept with this guy and went out with this guy. No, that totally puts you in the, oh, you're just another one of my girlfriends that I'm talking about dudes with.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not good. The other thing though, it's like, I mean, once you're a friend, I feel like, how do you make yourself attracted to a girl that, you know, probably like you said, being making yourself a little bit like busy, because if you're too available to the point where like she's talking to you about other dudes, then it's a lost cause at that point. I think for the most, it's very difficult to get out of that place.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say something like, I think it, or like, you know, like, I don't want to hear about your dude bros, you know, kind of make a joke about it. Always use humor to get out of the situation. And then I think too, it's really important to kind of observe why or what she's liking in these other guys, and then don't change yourself to mimic it, but just, you know, utilize what you have that's similar to that, you know, and kind of like, oh, she likes a confident guy and I'm nervous. Well, I'm going to step up my game to be more confident.
You know what? I think a friend may have to their advantage is that you feel comfortable with a friend, and that's good, because you can give her that sense of protection or being comfortable with you, which is something she may not be getting from the other douchebags. So play that on your favor. You know her. You can be like, you know, honey, whatever happens with those guys, whatever, you know that you can count on me. You know that I'm here for you. That's really good, yeah. You know that you can rely on me, because no matter what happens, I'm going to be here for you. And I'm your, you know, down the line, do whatever you need to do. But I'm here. That I think that's going to get her thinking twice. Like, okay, maybe I'm looking in the wrong direction here.
Yeah. But again, that's where the spontaneity comes in, where you have to be exciting to her. Comfort, good. Exciting, just as important.
Yeah.
Okay, so another don't is don't get frustrated with her. Because I feel like so many times when a guy's in the friend zone, he gets really fed up really fast. He's just like, damn it, I want you. Like, there's so much sexual tension for him, but not for her, and he doesn't understand, you know, why he's got all these angry feelings towards her. So that's why it's important, again, to maybe go out with other women. Or, you know, again, if you don't want to do that, which we do recommend doing, you know, go to the gym and work out. Like, get some of that frustration out. Again, make yourself busy so you're focusing on other things and not just, like, looking at why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me? Or when she's with her, like, oh, how do I make her like me? You know, you just get all this built up frustration, and that's not attractive.
It's not, yeah.
And so we've given you a lot of tips here, and I want to recommend study, study, study. Again, watch and observe what other people are doing right, and tie it into your own personality. Watch movies where the guy gets the girl, and, you know, what is he doing? I know it's a movie, I know it's not real life, but clearly we relate to those movies because they're familiar and because they're doing something right. And then, of course, go out and practice. Practice what you learned on other girls. Practice what you learned on the actual girl, and see how things develop and change, and I guarantee you that they will.
I think it's very important to practice. Even if you go out with girls that you're not that crazy about, then so you know, do it. Go out with different girls so that you feel comfortable enough, so that when the girl you really, really like comes your way, you're confident enough and you're, you know, relaxed enough so that you're gonna come across as that confident, relaxed dude that she's gonna like.
Right, so there you have it. Think outside of the box, be spontaneous, don't be predictable. Be unavailable, keep yourself busy, meet other women, let her see that you're out with other women. She will find that attractive. And there we have it. That is your bonus video for today. So come back for the next video, and we'll see you then.